Mark chapter 1 verse 19 says, "When he had gone a little farther from there, he saw James the son of Zebedee and John his brother, who also were in the boat mending their nets." This verse is simple in its narrative, yet profound in its implications. It presents us with a vivid picture of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, calling ordinary men to an extraordinary purpose. In the midst of their daily lives, Jesus intrudes, not with a request, but with a command that changes everything. This encounter is not just historical, it is a divine appointment that speaks to the heart of every believer today. As we delve into this verse, we must recognize that the call of Christ is both sovereign and irresistible. James and John were not seeking Jesus. They were busy with the routine tasks of their trade. Yet Christ sought them. This is the nature of divine election, where God, in his sovereignty, chooses whom he wills, not based on their merit, but on his purpose and grace. In John chapter 15 verse 16, Jesus himself declares, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit." The call of Christ to these men was not a mere invitation. It was a divine command that carried with it the power to bring about obedience. In this moment, we see the authority of Jesus. He is not just a rabbi or a teacher. He is the Lord of all creation, and when he speaks, his will is accomplished. This is evident in the immediate response of James and John. There is no record of hesitation or debate. They left their father, their livelihood, and their security to follow Christ. This radical abandonment of all for the sake of following Jesus is what true discipleship demands. As Jesus later states in Luke chapter 14 verse 33, "So likewise, whoever of you does not forsake all that he has cannot be my disciple." This call to follow Christ is not just for the apostles, it is for every believer. The command to forsake all and follow him is still active and authoritative today. Jesus Christ is calling you out of the mundane, out of your comfort, out of the world's entanglements, to follow him wholeheartedly. The question is not whether Christ is calling, but whether you are willing to leave all and follow him. Moreover, this passage highlights the transformative power of Christ's call. James and John, fishermen by trade, were ordinary men with ordinary lives. But Jesus saw more than just their current state. He saw their potential as fishers of men. When Christ calls, he also equips. In 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verses 26 through 29, Paul reminds us that God has chosen the foolish things of the world to put to shame the wise, and God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame the things which are mighty. The call of Christ transforms the weak into instruments of his power, the ordinary into vessels of his extraordinary grace. The call of Christ is not a call to ease, but to sacrifice. James and John left behind their father Zebedee, their boats, and their nets. Following Christ may require leaving behind relationships, careers, ambitions, and comforts. But what is gained far surpasses what is left behind. As Jesus said in Matthew chapter 19, verse 29, "And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and inherit eternal life." The cost of discipleship is high, but the reward is infinitely greater. This passage also confronts us with the immediacy of Christ's call. Jesus did not wait for a more convenient time, nor did he allow James and John to make arrangements. The call was immediate, and so was their response. In the same way, when Christ calls you, the response should be immediate. Delayed obedience is disobedience. The urgency of the gospel demands a prompt and wholehearted response. Mark chapter 1 verse 19 is a powerful reminder that the call of Christ is sovereign, authoritative, and transformative. It demands a response of radical obedience and immediate action. Christ is calling you today. Will you, like James and John, forsake all to follow him? The cost is high, but the reward is eternal. Do not hesitate, for the time is now and the call is clear. Follow me.